Here we go. We are still in Penticton.
You have to take our word for it.
Still in Penticton. This is going to be this is quite a marathon that we've got going here now.
You all right?
I'm all right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one more game in the tournament. What, you gonna leave before the last game?
Many are.
I mean, are you? That's my question.
I guess
I know when your flight is. I mean, what do you want to do before Tuesday?
Do you find that at all weird that most other places are actually leaving before the final game?
Most would be strong. There are some that are leaving. I imagine the
Oilers are and the Flames are.
The Flames are leaving before the final game?
That's right.
How are they going to play the game?
The people covering it, like Brendan
right.
Parker and the .coms. They're gonna.
Who's going to cover the game for them?
I don't know.
Jeez, look at us setting the bar.
Maybe Trent Cull will just do it himself. He'll do all of it. He'll be taking notes.
Like
time codes. We'll have to run that highlight.
Passes that too.
First period. Hey, we are at the Barking Parrot Bar at the Lakeside Resort and Conference Center.
What are we doing inside?
I know.
What's going on here?
We made an executive decision. It's a little breezy.
It's gonna say our papers soft here. It's not raining.
Our papers were gonna be maybe all aflutter.
Sunny.
It is sunny.
Fluttering papers.
We were a little worried about starting the show a little bit later. Two reasons. One, we had an interview we needed to get done.
Right.
But number two, we also thought early in the afternoon there was a chance of showers. Never materialized.
The chance of showers was in the morning, and then beyond was supposed to be clear, which it is. It's just a little windy.
Yeah, it's a little windy. So and we don't want you to listen to that kind of stuff. We're very courteous. We're very thoughtful.
You just did it.
Don't want that. Can't have it.
Okay.
Can't have that. So we are inside the Barking Parrot Bar at the Lakeside Resort and Conference Center, which I'll get into detail in a moment. I drop some. Presenting sponsors of our continuing coverage here in Penticton at the Young Stars event, the Classic Professional Skate Service, 1070 42nd Avenue Southeast, the former Frank Sisson's Silver Dollar Casino. So much nicer now. So much nicer than maybe how you remember the old casino.
It was
the last
fine.
Time you were in.
But it was time to get
it was time. Facelift. Yeah, for a facelift. So Pro Skate said, all right, we'll do it. We'll take on that task, and they've done a great job. Bauer, CCM, Warrior, True, Easton, Bryans, Vaughn, goalie gear, hockey gear, figure skating, ringette, clothing, whatever the case is that you're looking for, they are the place to go. Started in 72, better than ever. Online, psscalgary.com. Check them out for whatever. Again, I think probably we're in the mix now where most kids have been evaluated or are nearly finished being evaluated, and seasons can begin.
Kids, as we speak, are being evaluated. Yeah. It is happening live. I've been getting scouting updates from multiple sources around the rinks. Very intense. Parents are nervous. Kids are feeling the stress.
We had
it's endless and find the party parents and which friends they're with. We just need this done.
That's the thing. We had one last evaluation yesterday, and we're okay with the level.
Yeah.
Not as happy with the
parent group.
So not so much parents, kids. All my friends are.
Yeah. But you're happy with the parents.
I don't even know the parents. It's not about me. It's about the kid, Ryan.
Also, you don't socialize. I forgot. Very good.
Well, whatever.
It's a good note to keep in mind.
Not the. I know how you roll.
You were here later than me last night.
How's the parent group? How's the parent group? Is there enough guys that I could sneak away and get bombed at?
Can we whistle a few pints when no one's looking?
A few pints. Also presenting sponsors here for us at Barnburner and Penticton, Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. Crystal Waters, your crystal clear choice for home comfort. Winter is coming. Get a hold of Crystal Waters and let them come in. Check out your furnace. Make sure, you're probably, are you one of those people you don't even think of the furnace filter?
I haven't thought about it at all. I probably, should I feel guilty about that?
See, yep. Probably should. It's routine stuff that's not a lot of people do. What are you checking out? Are you watching your football game?
Just checking everything out here.
You're nervous, eh?
It's only the last 2 minutes. Mahomes with the ball, and it's
what could go wrong?
4th and something, and there's a flag on the play.
So anyway, Crystal Waters, Plumbing and Heating. Let them come in, check your furnace, make sure that you're ready for the colds, so the first cold snap, which could be any day. Their phone number 403-219-4100. CrystalClearCalgary.com is the website, and offering Barnburner customers great promo offers from discounts on equipment like furnaces, ACs, hot water tanks, emergency water shutoff systems. Let them know. I heard about it on Barnburner, and they'll say, well, sir, madame, you're in luck. Because
we got a lot of sirs and madams listening.
Yes, sir, madam, we have a deal for you, is what they will say. Crystal Waters, plumbing and heating. Crystal Waters, your crystal clear choice for home comfort. So they, the Calgary Flames, 2 games in.
Yes.
1 game remaining in their 3-game. Is there a round robin? Not
Sure.
really a tournament.
Yeah, it's definitely a round robin. There's 4 teams. Everyone has 3 games. That's a round robin.
I guess
the Young Stars round robin though doesn't really have much.
I just feel like
so they just call it the Young Stars Classic.
Yeah, because usually once you're done the round robin, then there's more to come. Then it's where did you place in the round robin?
Yeah,
this is just kind of a
round robin does indicate there'd be more stuff to happen afterwards, doesn't it?
There's nothing.
This is just a classic. That's all it is.
Once they're done playing each other, they're leaving. They're going home. They're going home.
Just like you want to. Now.
That's right. Flames yesterday taking on the Oilers over at the South Okanagan Event Center. Is that what it is?
Whoop-de-doo Arena.
Whoop-de-doo Arena over there. Flames win it by a score of 3-1. A empty netter for Luke Misa. Gave him a goal and an assist on the afternoon. Was it afternoon? I guess it was evening. It was a late start for.
It was the late
those mountain time zone people.
An 8:30 if you were watching back in Calgary.
We'll get into some of the impressions from this game. It was, I guess, going back to. You want me just to sit back so you can see?
Looking at your face.
I'll just sit here so you can watch the game.
Yeah.
What is it, 25, 23? How much time left?
38 seconds.
You want to just, speaking of whistling, I could just whistle while you watch the rest of the game.
You're not whistling very well. What did you eat? You're whistling.
I had some nachos and wings. It's very salty. It's dried me right out. Game 1 to game 2.
Yep.
Jets on whatever day it was, Friday. Yesterday, Oilers. What day is it? I don't even know. How would you say the game compared? Was it?
Well, I mean, they completely got their doors blown off in the first 10 minutes against the Jets, against an older team. That was not last night. Last night, I think they looked great early. There was a while there where you're like, geez, like Flames could win this by a lot.
Yeah.
It was kind of the flip the script thing where, and I don't know, like the Oilers are not in the we have a flush prospect pool phase. Like Savoy's interesting, and it gets to like what would be the Flames 9th, 10th, 11th best prospect kind of caliber after that. So they're not necessarily young. They're probably a little older, but there's just not. There's not the studs when you got past Savoy.
I saw a great tweet. Somebody had said, I've not seen an Oilers prospect pool this shallow since the Sebastian Bissayon days.
Oh, that's not a good name because I remember how that is.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Who was the guy that took like 4th overall in the mid-90s and never did anything? There was a Bonsignor, maybe?
Yeah, Jason Bonsignor.
Oh,
I think, he was a first rounder, wasn't he?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Or first overall?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
No. It was first overall, but yeah, it was a high pick. Didn't pan out. Either way, we can take a look at maybe some of the highlights if we have from this game. They would score early. Again, Savoy was clearly the guy on the ice for the Edmonton Oilers as far as making things happen. Had a couple opportunities as the game went on. Also had a hand in setting up the first goal.
Jameson had a bit of a turnover, and Savoy punished him and opening the slot. That's one of the first shots that Terry.
Go ahead,
Ignatieff faced.
Yeah, we're going to work on it.
I thought that was good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Ignatieff.
Yeah, I think that's the goaltender, which happens sometimes with players or people who are European. The way we would pronounce it is not exactly how we would. It looks like it's spelt
European.
Some European goaltenders. Valtteri Ignatiu Gesundheit was the goaltender of record, and so he let in one first couple two shots.
That was the chance. Yeah. It's a grade A between the hash marks from the guy passing below the goal line. Like that's not very easy and off a turnover. What are we doing here?
And then a guy we're going to talk about a little bit today, Luke Misa. He was kind of all over the ice, and he had a hand in getting the Calgary Flames on board.
Yes.
On a line with Andrew Basha, and these two guys had a little bit of what they call chemistry.
This is the peeper, isn't it?
This is a power play. It's going to come back to the point. Now across, this is Misa. Watch the seam pass. One-timer from Basha, and it's in the back of the net.
That's pretty
to watch right there. And
Basha's finish there is so underrated. The pass is superb. And it's fun watching these guys on the man advantage because you've got Brstevich working with one unit and Perrick with the other. And you're like, yep, these guys can zip it around a bit. They can see what's happening offensively.
Yeah. So that was the 1-0 goal, or the 1-1 goal.
Got it.
And then they would go up by a score of 2-1. This guy again, Sam Morton,
Hank Horton,
who came on late in the year. Here's the highlight for you.
Minnesota State, Mankato.
He's going to come.
Sink.
Just might as well put it in the net if you got that much space and that much time.
Laser.
They would add an empty netter and win it by a score of 3-1 to improve to 1-0-1 in the round robin of the Young Stars Classic.
And so tomorrow the rubber match or no?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
That's the thing. It's hardly seems like a round robin if that's the case. Hardly feels like it.
The Classic tomorrow will close with Canucks and Flames, yeah. But this was I enjoyed the game from the Flames perspective. There was a few things we talked about leading in, some very positive, some concerning. And the sample size of 2 gives us a little more, comfortability with the roster. Sam Honzik, we talked about, was not good enough in game 1, notably better last night, albeit playing with 2 of the older, more successful players in the roster in Morton and Stromgren. But he created a bunch of chances, could have had 2 or 3 points, and was around it. You noticed him, physical, moved the puck well.
And I don't mind that, right? If he's one of you're hoping he's one of your high end guys, then play him with higher end skill guys, rather than having you got to play with some 18-year-olds. You got to kind of muck your way through. Put him with some guys and see what you've got. Because we talked about it yesterday in game 1. It was tough to find at times. Yesterday, far more impactful. It just looked like his skating. Just like overnight, his skating had improved.
He just had a better game.
He was just much better game.
He played with better linemen, but he actually played a good game. He was pretty flat on Friday night. So that's a nice development, because I know people want to get freaked out early about sample size of 1. We laugh about it in the NFL. It's like 1 weekend. It's like, oh no, look at this guy. He sucks. No, this guy's great. Well, probably just 1 game. And with Honzik encouraging signs with a really strong might be a little aggressive, but
it's a little aggressive.
A good game.
But you noticed him making plays. It was maybe a little concerning after game 1. Now, Luke Misa, who we talked about there, had the empty netter, made the nice play on the Basha goal. 1 goal, 1 assist. Round 5, he was selected this year of the Mississauga Steelheads. 66 games, 81 points, 26 goals. And we were talking earlier. Okay, so 55 helpers. So who's he feeding? Which
guy is he?
Yeah, is he the beneficiary? He actually led the team in points. It's very spread out. It's not as though they have one hotshot sniper that he's getting points or getting assists on the back of. So an interesting guy. And I was watching with Brendan Parker here from Flames.com. His first or second shift, it's like this guy's making things happen, zipping in and around. I thought he was very noticeable.
Yeah,
and
center too last night, which is not nothing.
And with Basha, those 2 guys had a little bit of something going there. Basha is, if you were coming away from this tournament, we'll see what happens in the next game. But you've not struggled to see him.
No, you can look. He's just energy, pace, superb offensive vision, and this disregard for he's not playing cautious ever. I love it. It's a really, really fun brand of hockey.
And there's a bit of grime.
Yep.
There's a bit of grime. If there's a scrum, we said it yesterday, if there's a scrum around the net, chances are he's in there. So that's, and then the goaltender, Valtteri Ignatiev. We're trying to nail that down.
He did it better that time.
He looked real good.
He looked really good. There was some scrums, there was traffic, there was contact with some of the Oilers. And for a guy playing his first game in North America, he absolutely looked fine. He looked poised, made some big saves when it mattered. I was quite impressed because, as someone reminded us, there have been European goaltenders come over that were much highly touted, and first games didn't go so well on the small.
Yeah, I remember it well. It was the classic old. That's where that clip came from.
Yes.
At when we were at the radio station, it was Pat Steinberg, where we had taken him. Yoni Ortio. Yoni Ortio gets the start. Ortio, and it was 6 on 8. And
6 on 8 meaning
6 goals on 8 shots.
Oh, and then his
in Penticton at this tournament at the time.
Right.
And that was kind of the beginning of the end, I suppose. But so we'll hope that that's not the case with Ignatiev. He looked much better. Had a chance at a goal last night.
He was right below where we were located. The Oilers pull their goalie, puck gets swung around him behind the net. He comes out to play the puck. He looks at both his D and is like, And well, it's open here. All right. Zing! And like launches one.
Yeah.
Like a missile that is right on target.
It
I'm
looks
sitting
to be right on
directly behind the Flames net. I'm looking in line over the top of the net with the Oilers net. It's heading there if it stays true, only for an Oiler to bat it out of the air with his blade like 15 feet above the ice.
Yeah.
Like try doing that twice. That would have been a hell of a debut in Flames Silks. It's like, yeah, he allowed one goal and scored one of his own and was really good in net.
But he's very adept at playing the puck, looked very composed. And
you like the quote he had?
Well, I did like the quote he had. Yeah, he was in post game, and maybe some people have seen it by now. He was asked about, going for the goal. Are you trying for it? He said, well, they told me not to send the puck up the middle, but they didn't say I couldn't try and score. So, so I thought I'd go for it. But even prior to that, you could see he was really on line changes. Oilers going on a line change. He had no problem hitting the guy on the far wall with some zip on it.
And our boy Pike found a video of him practicing from his own zone, shooting over a wall of guys at the blue line.
Yeah.
Only Pike's going to find that kind of content.
That's right.
Not a stranger to this as much as he tried to play it down post game.
So are we to assume safely that this is a North American bound goaltender, maybe even Calgary bound for the American Hockey League, or what's?
I think that's exactly why they signed him. I mean, if you need some time in the East Coast League, sure, but you've got Murphy is, I would
26.
suggest Penn in there because he played up there last year. They've seen a bit of Radomski. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I imagine we'll see him in the tournament tomorrow because he hasn't played yet. He's the only goalie that hasn't played. But you bring a guy over from a league in the second divisions in Finland and Sweden the last 2 years that he played in, that you would slide in above the coast and below the American League in terms of its caliber. He was the best goalie in both those leagues each of the last 2 seasons. If he plays well, I think he's an AHL goalie.
Yeah.
Now, if it takes him some time to adjust, you can go send him to Rapid City or wherever the hell their affiliate is these days, and deal with it there. I don't know where their affiliate is.
I don't know. Changes.
Pike, where are you, buddy? We need to know where the affiliate
he's in there.
is.
He'll be in there. He'll tell us right away. Somebody in the chat that said, can we see the scrap? There were a couple. The later one involving Siona really felt like he didn't want to throw a punch because he engaged with Reginald Corbett, his son, who is a number of years younger. It seemed like he was hesitant to do it and then dropped the gloves and then kind of held him off and didn't throw anything. But earlier in the game, it was Parker Bell, who dropped the gloves and a spirited tilt.
They've got some older guys in the system. Like I'm looking at Siona and Bell. Like you're big. We know what kind of role you're going to play. And I think they've had good tournaments for that. I don't know that you leave saying these guys are bound for the NHL, but if you'd ask them to go out and play their game this weekend, they have. They've done. They've Siona's been pretty damn good on the penalty kill. They've been very physical. Both fought.
Clattenburg, impactful. I know that talking to some of the Oiler guys, they really liked his game. The first game, that was his second.
It's the Canucks,
and he was. He has some stink to him, so that was a good one there.
Yeah, Bell, Clattenburg early, and then it was the Corbe and Siona late.
Yeah, which again, at least where I was sitting, it looked like that was a guy that didn't really want to fight the 18-year-old or however old.
Which is weird. You'd think you'd want to if you're going to shed the mitts, and it's
maybe start throwing,
shoot in the Dukes.
Not sure. With the American Hockey League being the likely destination, or at least the preferred destination for a number of these guys, how many? I mean, what do you see in here? Because and we can show the lineup. There'll be some guys who tomorrow afternoon is the final game. They'll take on the Canuck rookies, and there'll be some of the guys that we've talked plenty about that have gotten a lot of action. They won't be playing. There's the Steinberg tweet. Sam Morton, who of course is 25 years old. Stromgren won't play, so they will let those guys.
Picked in 21. Yeah. So he's 3 years older than this latest crop of prospects that was drafted in Vegas.
Yeah. So, Stromgren finished the year with the Wranglers. He's going to end up there. On the blue line, it would seem like Brestevich is a guy that's, if nothing else, has done all he can in major junior hockey.
Brestevich will be there. Grishnikov will be there. Beyond that, there's a lot of, I think Jared Tenorti ends up there. We'll see if Hanley is kept or slides down, whether they keep Tyson Barrie or not in terms of the PTO turning into a contract. That'll dictate some numbers. There's lots of guys around. It's just that there's lots of guys in HL only deals that wouldn't be here. They're not Flames property so much as Wranglers property, right?
Yeah. What about Perrick? Second opportunity to see him.
I like him. I mean, look, he's clearly not big and strong enough yet for he's puck battles are not easy for him. But the offensive wizardry is there. You see it all the time. He's incredibly deceptive. Has he made some mistakes? Sure. But I mean, he's played what? 150 to 200 games in the OHL where some stuff works. How do you find out if it works or doesn't work against 23-year-old men? You got to try it. I am all for him trying everything. And, that can't last forever, but he's going to go back to the O. This is a nice little taste. And we'll see as he gets into main camp, what he looks like. That's more interesting to me.
Yeah. And he's also a guy that it's clear in a way watching. His skill level is at such a high level. It's afforded him the luxury to make some plays that you just can't make.
Yeah.
With
he can turn a lot of guys inside out. And now he's running into guys that he can't. Yeah. Okay. I'll try a different move next time.
Yeah. So I don't even think it's that he's trying to be a whiz out there. It's just, this is how he's gotten used to playing. And there's been some turnovers and he's gotten caught in a bad spot, has maybe joined a rush when he shouldn't have. But at the end of the day, this is the place to do that sort of stuff. Start that learning curve here. The skill level it's fun to watch. There's a lot of times you go to a training camp or you watch the young guys and you think they're just knocking the puck square. Yeah. But this is not one of those guys. Between him, we talked about Muse yesterday, Bristevich.
Herc had a post yesterday. Yes, I wrote that down. So that's, we probably talk about him differently if that goes a quarter inch a different direction. It's in, like, not to say that means everything, but that'll frame conversations a little differently. Like he was running power plays. They got a lot more power play usage than they did on Friday. I love the way he sees the ice. And, when he's faced a 220-pound forward, he's not great in the corner, but he's still elusive and slippery and sees everything well. He's been as advertised.
Yeah. We're here at the Barking Parrot, and it was barking last night.
Tell me what you saw, because I told you we had the Elaine Bennis and George Kittle debuts or cameos last night, 2 nights ago.
I've not hung around in Penticton a whole lot. I don't know how things go. Let's just say it was a eclectic crowd.
Very.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a bit
of everything.
Yeah. Quite a cross section of folks.
There was young and old that came from some dressing up like it was the 1940s things one night, and there was a crew of goth people, and then there was people covered in tattoos, and then there was fancy people. It was everything. It really was.
I didn't see so many of the fancy people.
Well, that was you.
Yeah, I saw the other.
There's no mirrors in here.
Saw the other ones more so than the fancy ones. But yeah, it was young and old, big and small.
Okay.
Yeah. There was all kinds. Barking. Yeah, it was barking at about 1:30.
Really, that late?
Oh yeah.
How late did you stay?
I had to order a wheel.
You didn't even send me a note, you son of a.
It's not like I was in here carousing. I was just waiting for my pie to show up and watching the people flood in and out and in and out.
So on night one, there was 4 of us that covered the Flames, standing together, taking turns ordering rounds, and basically you just sit back and watch the stage, and it's always a good show.
Yeah,
always.
Well, because we walked by the windows here.
Yes, and I was like, "See that? See,
going.
It's not quite Jabba the Hutt's party in Star Wars, but it's not that far off.
It's not far off. Yeah, you don't necessarily need a partner.
No, God,
to hit the dance floor.
No.
Cut the rug. You can just go by yourself. Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't.
Maybe
you did.
You don't know. Where were you?
I was whistling a pint and tucking myself in.
Whistling a couple pints. He sends a text. I'm gonna go. I'm
gonna go to the brewery
before 10 o'clock or midnight. I can't remember.
It was around 11:15.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and whistle a couple pints over at the brewery.
I'll be back.
I'll be back by midnight. It was 11:25 or something. It's like, so you're gonna go to the brewery, hammer a couple pints, and be back here in 35 minutes.
Yeah,
all right.
See what's happening.
Fair enough. Did you end up staying over there?
I was back by midnight.
Were you?
Ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I came in. I didn't see you.
No, I was not in.
You just poked my head in. I'm like, no,
I'm in here now. I'm here now.
Yeah. This isn't a green screen. I saw some people in the comments there. How do we know you're not back in Calgary?
Oh,
that's just a green screen.
Come on now. No green screen. Yeah. The beautiful Okanagan Lake is right. I mean, it's just right out there. Straight out there.
So on Friday, we had the Friday.
Yeah.
Wind was going the other way. It was calm as could be yesterday. Then the wind come back this way, coming from the north.
Right. That's right. We're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
We'll come back to you up the final game, which is tomorrow afternoon, 3:30 Calgary time. We also did a bit of business this afternoon. We'll tell you about that. And some final, Mike Norris continues to do good things, great things for people.
Oh,
and
now I think he's supposed to be finishing around right now.
Yeah.
I gotta check in.
Something else.
Jeez.
Back in 2. As always, a big shout out to one of our big sponsors, McLeod Law. Great people. We talk about it on the show. Shane King and Peter Klein and Austin and everybody there. What it is they're Calgary people taking care of Calgary people. You're not getting, when you reach out to McLeod Law, they're not sending you to Toronto or Vancouver or someplace. They don't know who you are. These are Calgary folks. They're proud of those Calgary roots. They are here every single day. It's a big part of their long-standing client relationships. They get the way things work, and they want to help you. Whatever your challenge is, business or personal, they're just a click away. McLeod-law.com is the website. The very best. Good people making a difference. McLeod Law.
Hey guys, it's Pinder. All throughout the year, Village Honda brings you the Pinder Report for the latest in what's happening in the sports world, and maybe the odd crocodile and snake. But today, we are at your dealership for life in the Northwest Auto Mall. Let's see what's happening at Village Honda. Now, this is one of my personal favorites. This is the 2025 Honda Pilot Trail Sport Edition. Sexy. Woven in the headrest, third row. It's a mid-size SUV that's totally built for adventures in Western Canada. Village Honda, your dealership for life, online at villagehonda.com and in the Northwest Auto Mall.
How is Anthony? Have we heard?
I imagine he would have been
at soccer
at
involvement
Field today. As Calgary had their Pride match. It just wrapped, a 2-2 draw with Atletico Ottawa. They trailed 1-0 and 2-1. So nice work from the lads to get on even terms and get a point.
Nice, very nice.
They continue their climb up the table. Top 2 teams will get a double knockout in the playoffs, and 3, 4, and 5, 1 loss, you're done. So you'd love to get one of those top 2 slots if you're the Cavs.
Okay,
heading into the playoffs.
Glad I asked.
Anthony's good.
Our presenting sponsors here in Penticton: Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, your crystal clear choice for home comfort. Crystal clear choice. Check them out online, crystalclearcalgary.com. Maybe you're a home builder looking for high volume professional mechanical subtractors. You're a homeowner seeking installations, replacements, repairs, or maintenance. Listen, you're not doing this yourself.
I'm not. I know that.
You're not doing this yourself. You want quality people who can come in, do it right, and do it affordably. Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, 403-219-4100, online, crystalclearcalgary.com. And of course, our buddy Josh and Murph and everybody over at Pro Skate, Professional Skate Service, online, psscalgary.com. Sign up for the newsletter while you're on psscalgary.com. It's going to be worth your while.
Okay.
Yeah, going to be worth it.
Done.
I don't know what the expectation is for tomorrow. Again, we were in the scrum last night with Trent Call, and he referenced the power play going 1 for 3. Then he kind of caught himself. He's like, can't believe I'm really referencing stats with this tournament.
Stats.
Yeah. It's all we can do is you come, you watch the game, and then you react to it. Well, how did this player look? How did that player look? So I don't know. The Canucks haven't, from what we're told, because I've not really watched much of what they've been doing, has an older squad. It's their home. It's their home event. They want to do well. I think they have fared pretty well. They really. It was a
Ratu they brought over in the Horvat deal. He'd played games in the NHL last year, like 15, and then they had Ashdeep Baines, I believe, was one of the leading scorers in the American Hockey League. Like, those are 2 AHL ringers that will get NHL games this year. That's, but they also have some good prospects as well. Like, I think this Lekari Maki is a very highly touted prospect. I'm not sure if I was saying his name right, but the Swede. Yeah, it was quite impressive against the Oilers on Friday. I know our boy Cam Moon. I asked him, he's like,
yeah, he's pretty good.
Like, wow, crazy hands. And that sounds like a Canucks prospect, a very slick Swede.
They also have Elias Pettersson, or Elias, or whatever.
Correct.
So they have 2 guys in their.
We thought the Sebastian Aho thing was confusing. Imagine if they're on the same team.
Here's another one. Here's another one. So that one will go at 3:30 Monday afternoon. It'll be online, calgaryflames.com. We are doing a show prior to that, I believe, tomorrow.
It'll be the usual Monday 10 a.m. runtime Mountain. And do you want to tell folks what the plan is, or should we just say tune in?
Is it the usual time?
10 a.m. Mountain.
Because when are you doing your thing?
Check my thing.
You're joining someone tomorrow morning for an interview.
Yes.
At 10:30 Mountain.
Correct.
So
tomorrow we're going to run a conversation that we've had.
Have to navigate that.
Yes,
sure we're ready to go.
The conversation we had.
I understand. But I also know how things go.
Yeah, we were early today, ready to go early, and then we were a quarter hour late.
Good to be early.
So great to be early.
Today we were over at the Whoop-de-Doo Arena. We were inside the beautiful, the luxurious home dressing room of the Penticton V's of the
mighty Penticton V's.
Yes, they are mighty. They very much are. And we got about 40 minutes with Calgary Flames GM Craig Conroy, which we will share with you tomorrow.
It's going to be a banger of a show.
Yeah, potentially.
We'll make sure that audio works if we
haven't checked it yet. That'd be the other thing too.
Let's hope that works.
You think he'd be listening, eh?
Is he listening?
No.
Like Candy Crush? Or we got
Candy Crush? You think so?
Candy Crush.
We've got RJ here who's
no headphones.
No headphones on.
No headphones.
He's now looking at us. He realizes that maybe we're talking about him. Now he's
what?
Should I No, it's okay. I don't know.
Hey, what?
It's all good. It's not like we had audio problems before that we need to keep an eye on. Anyway, so we'll talk to Craig Conroy tomorrow, and then that will be it for the Young Stars. And it's a quick turn right back to Calgary, main camp, preseason games.
Yeah,
on the go.
So 21st is when the big slate of preseason games open in the NHL. Most teams will have had a preseason game by that day or the next day. It's happening quick, man, because pretty much like camp when they get back, they're already resting guys tomorrow to get them ready for main camp.
They do split squads, so you need a lot of bodies.
Mm-hmm.
There's also many of these players who were drafted this year. You don't need to drag it out. You want to get them back to junior, but you want to let them have a bit of a taste.
Yep.
Enjoy what is training camp, start to mix with some of the other guys. And I don't know. We talked to Conroy. I don't know what to expect this season. When you're always quick to kind of throw the brakes on when somebody suggests that this could be a long year, that this might be a year of really enduring losses and some long nights. You're not really of that mind.
I think that they're probably a bottom 5 team in the NHL, and I don't think that means it's going to be a slog. Last year, if we were asked how the season was going to go at the end of October, what would you have said? This is going to be like a 5-month death march. And instead, they turned it around. They played their way within a point of a playoff spot into February. The trade deadline was captivating. You got to see a lot of young kids come up that were exciting. To see Pospisil and Zeri, reignite Nazem Kadri or whoever the catalyst was. Solovyov can play. You get Dustin Wolf down the stretch. There was a lot of exciting developments that happened. I didn't feel like it was this death march that we would have forecasted. And I think there's a lot of similar things in place this year. You are going to have some interesting pending free agents at the deadline. The conversations will be similar to last year. Do you sign them? Do you trade them? What does a trade look like? How much money is too much money if we're going to re-sign this guy? And you are going to graduate guys from the American League to the NHL squad as the season goes on. We will be stunned if you don't see NHL debuts for, I think, 2 or 3 guys from the Heat or the Wranglers minimum here. And so while they probably aren't expected or forecasted or to win a lot of games, that doesn't mean it's a boring season or that it's like, oh, this is going to be so tough. Like, it was not hard at all to find content to talk about last year.
Again, yeah, it's not so much about content. It's just that from a fan perspective, what kind of excitement level
So when they ran Wolf the last month of the season or whatever, you're like that was something that was intriguing. You got 3 goalies. You got all kinds of young defensemen. You're ready to make the jump. You wonder about Stromgren, Honzik, and others in the American League that could be there for a spring call-up. I just remember certain people predicting doom and gloom about it went, and there was lots to talk about all year. So I'm of the same mind. I don't think this is a very competitive, good hockey club, but I think it'll be exciting because there'll be that continued injection of youth and some really intriguing trade chips. Like Mantha, for example, Kuzmenko. What do you do with Rasmus Anderson with a year and a half left on his deal? That's what they're going to be looking at midseason.
And in a way, it's the first time in a long time where I think no one's going to come out and say it, but it's the acceptance of a rebuild.
Totally.
It was not there a year ago. It was if they're not in a playoff spot, what you do with Lindholm and Hanifin and that. We'll have to wait and see where they're at the there's none of that. I think it may well be, and that'd be a pleasant surprise, or not so much if you want high draft picks. But I think I'm trying to think how many times in the times I've been covering this team, it's always been we're a playoff team. Our goal is to make the playoffs. Our goal is to win a round. It's always been that. I don't think that's a realistic thing.
Yeah, 12-13 was probably the acceptance of that when they traded. Jerome, Mika retired. They moved Bouwmeester. You're like, okay, you know what?
But to start the season, I guess is what I'm saying.
And so the year after that, it would have been the case. But you're right. That's once in like 12 years. Yeah. And ever since then, they've been quite good. They've had some years that have missed. But yeah, I think if you're trying to sell this as a retool, it's like, well, you're retooling what? There's no core left from a team that made the playoffs. You have Backlund, Coleman, Anderson, and Vladar. That's all that's left from the Battle of Alberta. That was the last time you played a playoff game. So what are you retooling? Are you retooling no, that core is gone. Johnny's gone. Kachuk's gone. Giordano's gone. We don't have to highlight all the trades last year, even Lindholm, Tanev, Toffoli, Hanifin. Like we know that this is a full-blown rebuild. The question is, how quickly can you turn it around? And a lot of the guys we saw this weekend will determine how long it takes. Like if Sam Honzek's a top 6 forward in the NHL in 2 years, that's very helpful. If he's not, that costs you a little more time. When can Zane Perrick jump? All those things, right?
Let's talk about your buddy, Mike Norris. Started on Thursday. He's basically been running marathons every single day.
2
marathons a day. Crazy what he's taken on. So today's it.
He was planning on finishing at 5 p.m. tonight. This is yesterday. It was titled Morning Run, and that was a smooth 52.5 kilometers, 6.5 hours running. This guy's an absolute animal. He's raising money for the Firefighters Assistance Charitable Society, like a great cause. Firefighters, occupational cancer is through the roof compared to almost any other job on earth, and mental health issues are super prevalent because of, you imagine the trauma you'd be faced with and walking into on a regular basis in the job. So this is a charity that helps firefighters, and he's got his auction that we've got on Flames, our website, nationgear.ca for Flames Nation. That is closing in about 23 hours. We've got the Backlund signed jersey, Travis Konechny signed stick, Adam Lowry as well a signed stick, Wranglers tickets, Brett Sutter worn jersey, hockey stick, all kinds of stuff in there. Nationgear.ca, and you can click on the Flames Nation auction at the top of the screen. I texted yesterday. The update was, I'm being held together by tape and painkillers. My Achilles is hanging on by a thread. And that was only with 53 clicks to go today.
Run 60 kilometers and then do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again. And actually that wouldn't be enough because it's 200. It's a lot. It's on. So again, nationgear.ca is the website. Click on the Flames Nation auction and help out a great cause. He's got some prize. Obviously got those giveaways there.
Boom, I am done. A smooth 52 clicks this morning, and he has just wrapped it up 20 minutes ago.
And he has to work tomorrow.
He does have a shift.
He's got a shift tomorrow. Yeah. You'd think
maybe let him drive the truck tomorrow.
Maybe that would earn you a day off, but I guess not. So put on your mic. That's a very
incredible,
very cool feat.
23 hours left in that auction. Let's get her going.
So what else is going on before we can kind of, it's pretty much it from a hockey standpoint, I think.
I went and saw the young team here, the junior team, the Penticton V's yesterday. As you know, like I worked here. I wanted to say hi to some faces, see what was up. I was blown away by an exceptional status 15-year-old that was on the ice and ended up with a hat trick in a preseason game. He'll turn 16 in January. His name is Eli McCamey from Greater Victoria area. This is another mega stud. He was ranked behind only Mickey DuPont heading into the that it's so they're excited about him here. I know there's a bit of a buzz, And it's a fascinating time for junior hockey because of what we're starting to see happen potentially with the NCAA and CHL maybe blending more than they have ever been allowed.
15 is so young.
And was exceptional yesterday.
Yeah.
Hat trick.
A hat trick for the 15-year-old.
So he's good.
So yeah, they're pumped about him here.
Yeah, that was good. I think we've got I was told by a very high-ranking hockey official there's a place we need to go.
Is that right?
That's right. I think it's the same guy that asked you to mow his lawn. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, go. I
He
had to
said-
winterize his boat.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right,
Was the
yeah.
last one.
Make sure my sliding door is locked. I keep having this nightmare where it's unlocked. Should we go to a winery and take in some of the views and get RJ to drive tomorrow? What do you think?
I think it's a great idea. He's not listening, so
Oh, it's perfect.
I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea. So we will have Barn Burner in its normal time tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it'll essentially be our final show from here in Penticton and a sit down with Craig Conroy.
How's your fantasy teams doing? I know you were living and dying to a couple barn burners.
Well, when you're in as many, I'm in 4, so it's hard to kind of keep track. Pretty much anytime a touchdown happens, like, well, that's good and bad.
Yes. And like, no.
That's awesome. And that's terrible.
Will you do 4 teams ever again?
Probably not.
It's too much.
Probably not. But then you sit down. Oh, you want to get in? Yeah, sure. We're doing the thing. Yeah, sure.
Anyone left in that survivor pool after was it the Lions went down today? Or
I think. Last week the Bengals
they
basically
wiped out half the field.
Took out half of them, and then today, I know this is so exciting for people.
Well, I mean, people are in their own survivors.
The Ravens.
Baltimore lost today.
They lost to the Raiders.
That's not supposed to happen.
One person is alive with the Chargers, and I've got the Texans against the Bears.
So how many people did we start with?
10.
And we're down
potentially.
To 2.
We could have a winner.
We could have a winner in week 2.
Yeah, we could have a winner in week 2. That's all.
I was like, you idiot! How did you lose in week 1? The whole league's over in week 2. Like, this is gonna be fun. And then by as the weather turns and you get close to Christmas, it gets really intense. And here's our tiebreaker. Yeah. No, it was over in week 2.
And you can't use the same team twice. And it gets hard. Problem by week 10, 12. Oh man, I've only got so many teams left. Week 2.
This damn league.
Yeah,
can't figure it out. Marvin Harrison, remember, no good last week. You're saying he was better?
2 touchdowns. 130 yards receiving
in
the first quarter.
Yeah,
first quarter. Anyway, people aren't here to hear us talk about football.
Can we address one thing before we move along?
Suppose.
Trent Cull has a fucking mustache for the ages.
It is really something. He's got a real look to him.
Yeah.
You could put a cowboy hat on him and he'd fit in a Western.
Yes.
Just perfect. He's got the big duster. His hair's kind of slicked back. He's kind of got he's a tough SOB. He's got that kind of look to him. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I am too.
I don't know the guy, but I'd like to get to know the guy.
I have done, as you have, many times you stand at a scrum and you watch coaches come out and do their thing. Trent Cull, it's just like just got talking to you.
Yeah.
Whereas other times it's like, I'm the big important coach and I'm going to look around and like, there's just none of that. I think he feels very approachable and down to earth and normal.
There he is.
Look at this, please. Good Lord.
Right. I mean, this guy we need to get, you think like Stampede time?
It's quick draw McGraw. Look at him. I bet you like out of the holes, spinning it around the fingers.
And I don't think you want him pissed off at you. Just at the cut of his jib.
Yeah, he seems cool and calm, but if you cross the line, look out, Dino.
Or is it just the mustache? If you were to take the mustache off of him, is he?
It's a lot of the mustache.
Is he as intimidating? I'm not sure.
Like, what are we scoring that out of 10? Like 14? It's incredible.
There's a bit of Lanny,
little
classic Lanny at about that age.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a reddish tinge to it. I like it though.
Quite impressed.
I don't know if he's a good coach, but he sure looks great.
Why would you think he's not a good coach?
I don't know if the guy
upset the team in the first round of the playoffs last year.
He looks just fine.
I don't know if he's a good coach.
I don't know. I'm sure it's fine. it's starting to pick up. Business is picking up here at the Barking Parrot.
Yeah, I think the Canucks game will be ending pretty quick, so we'll see the influx of.
Oh, good.
Now, did you get to go take that car for a rip that you've been talking about all week?
No.
Yes.
No, I have not.
Yeah, because you got 2 days, or is Finn leaving early too?
I'm not sure. Not sure how that goes. But this has been a good spot for us.
It's kind of like when I said, "Here's what I'm thinking. Should we do it?" I kind of pitched like, "No, I know the spot we should broadcast from." And you're like, "Oh yeah, Pinder and his friends, blah blah blah." But like, this is the spot. Like, how many places could you open the window and it's just like, there's the lake for 100 kilometers. Look up.
Yeah. I mean, it can be both. It can be a good spot, and it can be you wanting to come here to be with buddies.
Mm-hmm.
It can be both things.
100%.
And it doesn't make it bad.
Things. Yeah.
But I think
if we're going to come to Penticton, I mean, we can't be leaving this joint, can we?
Purely. A couple of things, for sure. It is definitely, as you're whistling pints.
I was going to say, how long are we?
At your buddy's brewery 2 blocks away.
Dos Mas. That was
I know. Yeah, Dos Mas was good. That first one was good. It was that sour.
Gosa?
Delicious.
A good Gosa.
Delicious. That's going to do it. Our presenting sponsors, once again, Professional Skate Service, 1070 42nd Avenue, Southeast in Calgary. It's all the best names. It's the best people, staff in the business. Maybe you've got a young goaltender. Maybe you've got, all of a sudden, those skates are a little bit too tight. You go in there, and they're going to steer you in the right direction. I actually went in, and I looking at a helmet that was more expensive, and the guy said, "You know what? I'm not a fan of this is the 2024, like this is the brand new one. I'm not a fan of the the padding or whatever it was." He's like, "Try this one on." And of course, my kids, that was much more comfortable. So it's not just about trying to flog the most expensive stuff on the floor. They're looking to help you and doing the right thing. PSSCalgary.com, professional skate service, a Calgary institution since 1972. And yes, Crystal Waters, plumbing and heating. Their mission, to be the guardians of your home's mechanical heart. Is it your AC? Is it your furnace? Your hot water tank? Emergency water shutoff systems? It's pretty important. You realize how important it is when it's not working.
Right.
When the heater goes out or your hot water tank explodes, only then do you appreciate what it is to have one that's working.
You want it working.
You want it working. Crystal Waters is your crystal clear choice for home comfort. Their phone number, 403-219-4100. Check them out online, crystalclearcalgary.com. And Barn Burner customers, customers. It's our buddies. Great promotional offers from discounts on equipment, emergency water shutoff systems, and extended warranties, flexible payment options. They're here to work with you. They are Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, one of our great presenting sponsors.
Thank you. We'll have a big one tomorrow. We'll tee up our conversation. I think everyone's going to really enjoy it. One of the things that we've always loved about Craig is how candid and honest and conversational he is.
Yeah.
And I think, over time, he's maybe got a little more, I don't want to say strategic, but he's not telling schools he's
a little more guarded.
Yeah, but he's still very much.
Sure.
Most of these GMs, it's just lawyer speak.
Yeah. There's a lot of the guy with the boat just over here.
Winterization.
He was that guy.
He'd say a lot of words. Nothing really came
I don't know if he said anything, but he's doing a lot of talking. Well, we'll be doing that tomorrow. So
good chat. You'll love it.
There you go. You done?
Let's go whistle a couple lines.
See ya, buddies.